There's still a dozen in the race for the Republican nomination, but in the early state of Iowa, it appears to be down to two: Donald Trump and Texas Senator Ted Cruz. KXAN political reporter Phil Prazen on the trail tonight with Cruz.
After someone decides they want to be president, the first stop is Iowa, and they hire people who know the territory.
You got to get a lay of the land, have people who kind of know how things operate.
Matt Schultz is the chair of the Ted Cruz campaign in Iowa, who says the campaign immediately looks for volunteers to set up signs, sell buttons, and try and get their friends involved.
Try and get them on your team before somebody else does, obviously.
The campaign kicks into high gear for a bus tour like cruising to caucus. A team of volunteers go early to the stump speeches. They set up, sign people up, collect donations, tear down, and repeat every few towns. So when Senator Cruz shows up, he just has to grab the mic, give a speech, and shake some hands. All the while, volunteers spread the word.
Hand-to-hand combat is what I like to call it, because people expect you to knock on their doors. They want to be able to ask you questions and find out more about the candidates.
This barnstorming tour, I think, is the culmination of months and months and months of hard work.
Millions of dollars in donations pay for the signs, the buttons, the food, and the bus. It's a massive public relations machine that Senator Cruz hopes will last until November. In Iowa, Phil Prazen, KXAN News.
Cruz not the only presidential candidate campaigning in Iowa. Trump is there. He says he believes he's tied with Cruz, but that he believes Cruz has problems.
I like Ted and everything else, but he's got to straighten out his problems, got to straighten it out. You can't have that problem and go and be a nominee. You got to straighten it out. It's got to be taken care of. So if anybody wants to discuss that later, we'll discuss it. Maybe we won't discuss it now. We'll just make people feel a little depressed if they're on Ted's side.
Marco Rubio and Bernie Sanders both in Iowa earlier this week.